both Christine and I have wonderful, grand, beautiful dreams and visions, and a lot of them, looking back at some of the vision boards and some of the journals that we've written and some of the things that we've put down on paper, a lot of them have actualized, have realized, have manifested, materialized. I want to say the vast majority of those visions have. But we're not talking about the ego wishes. We're talking about deep, deep visions in your heart, dreams that you have. You see, the difference to me between a human ego wish and a real dream vision is that the human ego wish, it vanishes over time. But the real dream, the real vision in your heart, it remains there and you cannot really turn it off. It's something that's almost a part of you, like your hand or your foot. That's the kind of vision and dream I'm talking about. Because that vision, that dream, you could also call it purpose. And as long as we carry that in our hearts and give it space, we are at the same time pulling it into our existence. And there are times in your life where it feels like your vision and your current situation, they have nothing in common. In our experience, what has been said about it being darkest right before dawn, right before the light comes out, it's kind of true. So there were moments when things looked so grim that I thought, to hell with it all. Why do I even bother? No matter what I do, it doesn't seem to work out. Those dreams, those visions that I've been having for many years don't come to fruition. The first mistake that I made in that situation is that I went from a broader perspective to very narrow, and I just saw what was right here in front of me rather than seeing the big picture. The second mistake I made is that I tried to interpret my current surroundings with my human mind and then try to make out how wrong everything is going. You see, the creator with the universal laws doesn't work like we humans work. We have about 5, 6, 7, 8 ways to figure out a path towards a desired goal versus the creator who has an infinite amount of paths and possibilities to make that happen. The third mistake I made was that I, for a moment, actually bought into the illusion that there was another path. What other path could there be? If I have a vision and a dream in my heart, there's only 2 ways this is going to play out. If I follow it, if I give it energy, give it thought, give it love, give it action, then it's going to definitely manifest in my reality. This has been shown over and over again. The second option is, why do I even bother? I don't need dreams. I don't need visions. I don't need any of that. And you know what this path feels like? It feels like life beginning to end. Because it's the truth. When you have no vision, when you have no dream, when there's nothing that wakes you up in the morning, excites you, brings you joy, or even the prospect of joy, if you don't have that, it feels empty and you're literally beginning to die. Because this is what life is all about. This is what your whole experience is about. It doesn't matter what the size of the dream is. It doesn't matter if you're the only one who has it. And it doesn't matter if other people don't understand your dream. Because more often than not, your dream will not be understood. And this is what life force means. To have a vision, to have a dream, to look into the future. And rather than seeing it as a distant result somewhere out there, you put yourself in that state every day more and more and more and more and more. And here's the thing, and I want to say this to you. You might have had a very tough upbringing. You might have experienced poverty, abuse, sadness, loneliness, violence. It does not mean you don't have a purpose. It does not mean you don't have value or worth. You have as much beautiful divine value and worth as everyone else. You are entitled by default, by nature, to your dreams and your visions. You deserve your dreams and visions. You deserve to experience them coming to fruition, no matter your circumstances. Each and every one of you has a purpose. Each and every one of you has dreams and visions. The real dreams and visions are always connected to contributing to the whole as well. It's always connected to something that is inherently good, that is inherently giving. And each and every one of us has that within us. And so when the moment we give up, because it just doesn't look like it's ever going to come about, that's when we begin to die. And if that's not what you want, then I'm asking you to never ever give up on your dream. What you have to do is show up every day. Let the big creator take care of the fine details that we cannot take care of, and show up for what's being put in front of you every day. Show up for the conversations, for the meetings, for the relationships, for the actions, for the non-actions, for the meditations. Show up. Do not ignore what the creator puts in front of you, because whether you know it or not, the creator is always with you, always walking with you. You just choose to either acknowledge it or not. You either choose to co-create or to fight, but it doesn't change the fact it's always provided, it's always given. You need to become it. You need to become the liver of that dream. You need to become the being that's already living the dream. And you need to fill up your cells and every fiber of your body, of your being, with the essence of that energy. You need to first become that which you desire to live in your life. You need to become the being that lives the dream before the dream begins to live you. And this is what then begins to happen. If you dream a dream long enough, and if you live that dream long enough in your spirit, that dream eventually begins to live you. And what that means is one thing after the other begins to show up. It is like a domino effect. And yes, it is true. When nothing works, nothing works. But when it begins to work, because you have been putting yourself in that state every day, because you've been showing up, you've been ignoring your current reality for a minute or an hour or 2 hours, and meditated yourself, prayed yourself into a state of fulfillment of your dream. You filled your body up with it. You filled your spirit up with it. You filled your thoughts up with it. You filled your space up with it. And you do that for a period of time and follow the inspiration and intuition that you're going to get from that. Your dream will begin to live you. And when the first domino falls, my goodness, it's like a dam that breaks. So many unexpected things, so many unexpected gifts, people, opportunities. It all begins to come together, because once the energy flows, the energy flows. Never, ever, ever, under no circumstances, give up on that dream, on that vision that's in your heart. The Creator put it there for a reason. The Creator makes no mistakes, ever. And if it's in your heart, and if you feel it in your spirit, you have to follow it, you have to live it, you have to do anything and everything you can to put yourself in that energy until the dream begins to live you.